John Schneider's birthday event is like legit. And does he really have Kid Rock on there? It's not Sid Rock. Like, he's got Kid Rock coming to his event, like the real guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. If, I don't know if you remember, but Kid Rock had what I think he called it the birthday bash, and he had a hood slide competition, and John Schneider was there for that. I want to say that was maybe during the summer or something.
Last summer?
I think so. I'm trying to remember exactly when it was, but it was basically the same thing as Bo's Extravaganza, but John Schneider was there, so he's kind of returned the favor, and supposedly they've been friends for quite a while. So I don't know who reached out to who, but either way, he's supposed to be there for just Sunday. You know, it's a Saturday and Sunday event, and he'll be there just Sunday. So, but yeah, so he just made that announcement. I think it was yesterday, maybe. I think it was. So,
I must admit, the promo work is making it look pretty appealing. Bankruptcy has come and gone. It looks like for John Schneider, he has found a way to make things work. And who came to the event last year? Was it Carl Edwards?
Yeah, it was. Because he did the backflip and just about face planted in the mud.
Right. Okay. So other people coming, Tom Wopat and Byron Cherry. I'm getting more and more interested in this. I did reach out to the person you sent me contact info for, and I haven't heard back yet. But I will hit them up to see if, at a minimum, we could have somebody on, maybe John, to promote this event. It would be neat if 1, 2, or 3 of us could go there. It would be really neat if I could get my General Lee over from Warren Customs down there. And I talked to Nathan about it and said, hey, in the last show I said we're going to do this. I was kind of joking, but do you think we could do it?
I was joking, but maybe I wasn't.
But
so.
Unless it could happen, in which case I'm totally not. So everything's at this point still on the table. So that would be cool.
He sent me some pictures today, so he's making pretty good progress on it.
He did. I meant to thank you. This is what happens when the kids grow up, right? They just don't even need you anymore. But I needed backup lights put in the rear valence. And he didn't even bother coming to me to go to you to get the measurements to cut the holes in the right spot. Yeah. He just went direct to you and got it done. He told me about it later. Like,
and I just happened to have an original valence panel that was cut off of a car, and I'm a pack rat, so for whatever reason I kept it, and there was nothing really wrong with it, but I thought maybe it'd look cool hanging on the wall, and so I just took measurements off of it, and hopefully they worked pretty good. They look like they did, so.
They sure did. We'll see if we can stick some pictures in the video of this. But yeah, he's dressing the tail out of the car, so he's got that because he could not take the paintwork on the taillight panel, he sanded it down and repainted it black. It's got the new to me taillights in it, the original set with the good chrome in there. It now has the backup lights in it. I think the next thing is just the trim. What do you call the trim that goes around the taillight panel?
Just breaks it up, yeah, just the taillight trim.
Taillight trim, throw a new bumper on it. It's going to, from the back, it'll look, well, to real nerds, they'll think, whoa, it's a totally different car. And to everybody else, it will look exactly the same. But
it looks the same.
It will be really awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Shut
Bernie.
it down.
Bernie, do you have any news for us?
You notice I said nothing because I knew you weren't going to be able to hear anything.
Yes.
With our current technology. So, all right. You want some news? I got a couple of news things. Mm-hmm. All right. Little history lesson here. Any of you ever heard of, it's an old name, Nikola Tesla? Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's the car, but the car came much, much, much later. Do you know what he did? Do you know what one of his big achievements was, or one of his big ideas?
Well, gee, I'm trying to remember. Isn't Tesla like is it a unit of energy, or is it? I can't remember. He's the scientist. It has something to do with electricity.
That's close enough.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. I'll give you that one. Yeah. One of his things was, of everything that he was into, he had a grand scheme of ideas that in this modern day when you drove down the street, you wouldn't see poles with electrical wires on them like we do today. He had what was called a Tesla ball, and it was a tower that had a big ball on the top of it, and it would emit AC electricity, and that's how things would be powered. And how they measured it and how you would pay for it, I have no idea how all that worked. The point is that just south of me in a little community, I saw this when we were coming in from out of town a few weeks ago. There is a Tesla ball funded by a university, and it's a big tower. It's got a great big ball on the top of it. And I looked at it and said, that looks familiar. Looks like a Tesla ball. And we were speculating about what it might be. So I went back and looked it up, and sure enough, that's what it is. That's what they're doing. But they're not going to be using it for power so much as maybe radio signals, or maybe later on internet distribution or something like that. They're just kind of playing with it. But it was that same idea, and I thought that was just really cool. That here we are, 100-plus-year-old technology is coming back around to service in the modern age once again. So
that is pretty cool. Fascinating. I mean, that could be an applicable idea today. Think about getting power into places where there is no power. What if you could actually wirelessly transmit power? I mean, we can kind of do some of that now, wirelessly transmit power. Do you guys have the phones that can wirelessly charge? No.
My phone has the option, but I don't have one of the chargers.
Well, mine doesn't work, but it can be done from what I'm told.
It doesn't have a wire for it to make it work. That's why.
Yeah, I would have to plug in the other thing that makes it wireless, and I don't have that thing. So, okay, yeah, that's cool. Neat news.
Okay. The other thing is kind of in our wheelhouse. I get a lot of subscriptions to different e-magazines and things. Maybe you guys have seen this one from Power and Performance. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yes.
Yes.
That one.
I've seen some articles.
One of their writers, Rob Finkelman, put out an interesting thing about the wide-body versions of Chargers that were speculated for the 2020 model. And I'll quote you what he says here. Again, this is Rob Finkelman, for full disclosure and full credit, from the Power and Performance group. Quote, after a couple of years of rumors that Dodge would be releasing a wide-body version of the Charger as a companion to the Challenger RT Scat Pack wide-body, Challenger SRT Hellcat wide-body, and Challenger SRT Hellcat Red-Eye wide-body, it seems that this will now come to pass for the 2020 model year. And then according to his sources, the SRT Charger Hellcat and Charger RT Scat Pack will be available in the wide-body treatment. It's understood that both cars will receive drastically different looking front and rear fascias as to incorporate the Charger body lines with the fender flares and so forth. And the side sills are also being redesigned for the wide-body cars. So does that mean they're trying to not make it ugly? I'm trying to get a picture for what he's talking about here, but it looks like they're doing a lot of work to make the plastic look good.
Well, if Corndog reads it for the articles, I'm going to flat out admit I don't read the articles. I just look at the pictures. That goes for lots of magazines. But I don't know. I've seen lots of different like renderings of wide body cars of all creed, shapes, and colors. I can tell you right now that the wide body package that came out on the Hellcat Challenger, that's kind of made its way into many of the high performance versions of it now, is really good looking. I have really come to like it. It's to the point now where when I see one without a wide body, it starts to look weird to me. And keep in mind, this and the Charger. I mean, these are still updated versions of platforms released 10 years ago, maybe more. I mean, they've been out there a long time. Yeah. So 05. Yeah. So even longer. So man, they are getting their legs out of this. And my understanding is those platforms were both based on like late 80s, mid 90s E-body Mercedes-Benz. This is like back in the Daimler Chrysler days. So
I think it's I think they call it the LX platform. I know that's what it was at one time. I don't know if it still is. Which I think was maybe off of the old not the Intrepid. I don't remember which one.
LX does sound like the Intrepid platform, but Well, anyway.
Or the Chrysler 300. Anyways, I just wonder why they can't figure out how to make it a two-door. Most Charger fans, that's what they want. So I like them either way.
I would love to see a two-door Charger. We have hit an age, though, where, I mean, the only car Ford is going to have is the Mustang. That will be their only car. They're dropping every other car and they're switching to SUVs. Forget it. They've given up. Chevy is going to be very similar. You got a Camaro and a Corvette, and I think that'll be about it. And everything else will be an SUV. The electric cars that everybody offers is kind of its own niche category. I would put that more in electric vehicle category than even car. It's just electric. So we're still in this little sliver of a window of amazing overhead valve push rod V8 gasoline performance. I think it will come to an end before the end of the 2020s. So let's just get while the getting's good.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
And that may be what the manufacturers are thinking too, just trying to milk it for all it's worth.
They might be. I mean, people are certainly doing something they haven't done for a long time, which is speculative buying. They buy two Challengers, two Chargers, one to drive and one to park, just thinking it might work out. So it's happening. Bernie, great stuff, man.
Thanks.
Pro.
Yeah. All done.
All done. What do you love most about shaving with Harry's Corn Dog? I can tell you what I love. The clean, close, comfortable shave that gets me kisses every single time. Very important to me to get the kisses. In fact, if I don't get a kiss, I know that I probably didn't do a good job. And if I didn't do a good job, I wasn't using the Harry's razor. Ha ha! Your thoughts on that? Yes.
Yeah, my wife always prefers when I shave too, and she can tell when I get scruffy.
I have hit the age where, so I used to be a person who could get away with shaving every other day. That has now ended. And with a clean shave, you really notice the next day, like if you are not clean shaved, because a Harry's razor is going to leave it. I mean, it's like baby bottom smooth, which I was not used to. I used the kind of the more common off the shelf options for years, and that's not how Harry's rolls. In my opinion,
like a brand new paved road, nice and smooth.
Yes, it is. It is like as smooth as paved asphalt across a Mississippi plain. So let us tell you about Harry's. Harry's founders were tired of paying for razors that were overpriced and overdesigned. They knew a great shave didn't come from gimmicks like vibrating heads, flex balls, or handles that look like spaceships. Tactics that the leading brand has used to raise prices for decades. Those leading brand decade price raisers. They have fixed this problem by combining a simple, clean design with quality, durable blades at a fair price. All blades come with a 100% quality guarantee. They have replacement cartridges at just $2, and that's a lot cheaper than the competition. Little Spanish Flea, I have re-engaged. So, Corn Dog, what is our call to action for our customers right here?
To get a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, weighted ergonomic. Stop it. All I see is Bernie. All right.
Take two.
All I see is Bernie sitting back clapping.
Let me see if I can mute his. I can't. You know what, Bernie? What are you doing right now? Would you like to do the call to action?
Here we go. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
To get a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor with lubricating strips and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, travel blade cover. Listeners of our show can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/KAFS. Make sure you go to harrys.com/KAFS to redeem your offer and let them know that we sent you there to help support our show. The last part didn't sound good, did it?
You know what? I've learned something here. This is why Bernie likes to lay in the music on his own, because he will chop the bejesus out of that ad. And
Can you read that
all
last
this
line one more time?
No, I think it's very endearing. It's like a Biff on the David Letterman show when he'd come out and just smile like that. I think it's terrific. Bernie, can you tune this one up and make it sound great, or should we redo it?
I think it's great, and it's also going to appear in a highlight reel at some point.
Yes, it will. Okay, so getting back to reality here, listeners, you need to know something straight up. Harry's, MeUndies, companies like this come back to us because you're buying. So A, thank you for buying, because they came back. They will only keep coming back if you keep buying. So from us to you, please keep buying. and I also promise you, you're getting stuff that's really, really good. They've been. I read a phenomenal article recently on why certain advertisers use the podcast model, and companies like MeUndies and Harry's are frankly killing it with the podcast market because they get one-on-one stuff with really close audiences. You don't need an enormous show to have a very successful advertiser relationship with them, so that's super, super cool.